global gaming esports. LunatiK eSports winning the knife round. You're watching CEVO TV. I'm Mess, joined by Later tonight. It's a best of one on Dust 2. Here we are kicking things off between netcodeguides.com and LunatiK eSports. We certainly thank you for watching. Let's see how things shake out. Here we got 4 of LunatiK eSports heading with a bomb towards B tunnels while one of them runs down suicide. Let's go to the entry man, number 6. That's Fugly. He's getting into the site, trying to take some shots onto Lucky. Able to eliminate him with a headshot. Turns and gets a second. That's a 3K. 3 headshots for Fugly already as he decapitates Tarek and Cutler. And he's got the bomb, too. So Cutler just beat a man about his entry. Getting 3 in a row and the jumping headshot on F&S. My goodness, Fugly. You make it look so easy.
Yes. Getting right in there. Netcode Guides actually even stacked that way in terms of their setup. They sent 2 players towards B, 1 player in mid, and I believe they had 1 player floating in CT and another one on Cat. So they were already cheating over in that direction, getting ready for what they assume will be a B take. But the overwhelming pistol and Glock pressure from the terrorists proved to be too much, and Fugly's really pretty shooting, even with the bomb on his back, really put that round together.
And he started off here again in the second round as already 2 more kills to his name as he eliminates the long defense. Watching from Daps, who is now the point man, he's able to take down Tarek, who was defending from CT spawn, and 2 more quick frags from Nafly and Shazam. And just like that, that round is over, 2-0 LunatiK.
Yeah, really quick round, using the rifles very intelligently to their advantage. They actually bought up rifles on all of their players. They didn't have Shazam or any players on their team saving to potentially get an early op, so it looks like they are content to shoot with the rifles and keep the CTs at range. They did a good job that round and didn't lose any money.
Yeah, that was extremely impressive. Fugly already up to 6-0 to start this game, 2 rounds in. And check it out, Netcode Guide stacking along again with 2. Doing a little bit of damage to Daps, but Cutler eats some of his own. Tarek first off the board to Nafly over there in B tons. Nafly looking to get a second with his Galil. Lucky. Oh, that was a bit of a careless push. He was thinking that Nafly was on the other side of the doorway. He guessed wrong as Fugly is able to decapitate Hazed in middle. Juvenile gets one of his own, and on the backs of fragging, again, LunatiK winning the 3rd round. It's now 3-0.
That's, pretty much how teams have to be doing it, especially at this level. They shouldn't really be getting ecoed, and they were using their range extremely effectively in their communication, sticking together, making the most out of their firepower. Even when Hazed was flanking them outside of long, they put multiple guns on him and took him down quickly, made sure Netcode Guys couldn't get any kind of traction going. But rifles up on both teams going into the 4th round.
Indeed. Daps sticking with the Galil, as do Nafly and Juvenile. Lucky only able to afford a FAMAS, but M4s for the rest of his teammates. Tarek light on the nades, though. And it's a stack in mid with the bomb. There's 2 of them there. The number 6 man, Fugly, kind of point again behind the Xbox. And it's looking like they're setting up for a mid to B as there's the smoke. Here comes the flash. Looking for a frag, but doesn't see anyone. Shazam actually looking to push out with that op. Let's see if he's able to do something with it. He's kind of peeking with it.
Sat on that nade.
Oh, he did. He's flashed as his teammate Fugly walks out into middle. Trying to tandem take this mid spot as Shazam is able to pierce through the pole and take out Tarek. Oh, misses the shot on F&S, but they re-smoke CT spawn and back off. Staging the bomb up in B tons, and it's looking like they're going to storm into B, and unfortunately the only man there to defend is Lucky, and all he has is a FAMAS. Cannot do much, does a little bit of damage, but he's going to give up the site. Here comes F&S on the rotate. He's stopped cold at the door by a smoke. Juvenile's going to get the plant off at default. Nafly is set up. That's a nice peek. Able to do a little bit of damage, but he's waiting on his teammate, the number 4 man, who is taking the extremely long route around. That is Cutler. So it's going to be a 3-on-4 retake attempt for Netcode Guides, as Cutler is just slowly walking his way into B tons. And look at Shazam. He's actually watching lower, and it's actually looking like they're going to save.
Yeah, I think
about that call later.
The smart play. Cutler, there's a good chance he's going to get spotted right here by Shazam and shot right in the top of the head.
Shazam read that perfectly. Cutler, he could have knifed him, to be honest, which would have been more impressive.
Probably. That must have been pretty frustrating for Cutler. Didn't really have to give up that gun, but You know, he had to do something to try to save. I think if he just ran straight to T-spawn, Shazam would have just shot him from a longer distance. So, you know, just didn't want to delay the inevitable, decided to keep it close. That's going to force Netcode Guides on a save. And what I really liked from LunatiK last round is that they were willing to go mid and just basically look to suss out any information that they can get their hands on. They had Shazam working with that op, trying to find picks, working and supporting Fugly as, you know, he did his rifle play out middle. And once they pretty much got a read on where the Netcode Guides players, they grouped up and made their decision to go B as a team. I think that's a really sustainable strategy if they can just keep themselves from getting picked.
Yeah, that's a great point, as they were looking to try to get maybe an easy pick in mid with the 2 smokes and a potential mid to B, but decided not to push it too much. They were able to get the one with the rifle or the op and then backed off and went through tons. But now we have looking like a cat rush. It's a bunch formation up on cat. There's 4 of them there, 1 at long, but he hasn't actually even pushed through doors. We're going to see the number 2 man rotate back. That's Tarek. Again, pretty much a broken buy for well, not really a buy at all. They had a couple guys save rifles, and then the rest of them sticking with the pistols. It's Shazam getting the opening kill with that op. Great way to start it out. They're going to get into the A site quickly. Tarek is the only one there to defend it. He's the number 2 man. He's only got a pistol, but he's able to decapitate Nafali to get his teammates a little bit of hope of holding off this push on the A site. But the bomb is in Daps' hand. He's going to plant for long. It's up to Cutler and FNS if they want to go for the retake. FNS has a rifle. Cutler does not. Watching from FNS. Oh, he ran out of bullets and tried to switch to his pistol, but Fugly makes him pay for it. It's all down to Cutler. All he has is a CZ, so he's probably just going to try to go for an exit kill here, as he really has no chance of stopping this round win. LunatiK eSports rolling so far to start this map.
Absolutely. Before the cast started, we were talking about iBuyPower and their style of play, and really the term that we agreed upon just to describe them and their play style was crisp. And I think LunatiK eSports right now is, you know, while I wouldn't say that they are iBuyPower levels of crisp, they're looking really crisp right now in the fact that they're grouping up intelligently, they're working for their picks, they're not allowing themselves to be put in a situation where they're not going to have the advantage. And I think that's just really intelligent, sustainable Counter-Strike, especially since they didn't exactly know what the buying situation was from Netcode Guides that round. I mean, it turned out that they only ended up buying, or they didn't buy any weapons. They just used the weapons that they saved. But, you know, for all Netcode Guides knows, they could have easily been, you know, buying up or forcing FAMASs. So a quick 1-for-1 trade on long, and Cutler's looking back for more with the op in his hands.
Yeah, as the opping battle does begin, now we have an op in Cutler's hands. Shazam still has his. LunatiK eSports up 5-0, and Cutler with that 3-man pushed along. They've essentially conceded cat, but it doesn't look like LunatiK is going to capitalize on it just yet. We have the number 6 man Fugly peek it just to see where Cutler was at. Now he's throwing a smoke, but this is looking like just kind of a fake, a misdirection, as the bomb is moved back towards middle.
Absolutely. That player that's really close to Tarek in middle is going to catch Fugly off guard, and Shazam...
Oh, gets the second! Drops the bomb. That was nice.
Yes, very much.
He's down to 5 HP, though, so good positioning by him is able... Oh, and the 180 on Juvenile with 5 HP. That's a 3K on the round for Tarek, looking strong as the new man on Netcode Guides roster.
Absolutely. Netcode Guides, not only did they get the round win, halting the momentum of LunatiK, which is really important, but they did it without losing too much money. Tarek has $4,000 in the bank, and the rest of his teammates, well, FNS, not a ton of money, but his teammates have about $2,000 in the bank, so no matter how this round goes, their economy isn't super broken. If they can just keep their players alive when they're winning rounds and make the most out of their round wins going forward, their economy should be able to bounce back from this pretty easily. And we saw another 1-for-1 trade on long.
Yeah, Netcode Guides really favoring this 3-man long push. They kind of guessed right, because that's where the bomb did go, as you know, you see 3 of LunatiK eSports there with the bomb as they drop the number 8 man Shazam with his op into the pit as he's able to take out Cutler. That's the other op. So the initial op battle goes in favor of Shazam. But now it's looking like they're rotating to perhaps move the bomb up cat. Hazed is smoked off in middle, the only man close to where they're at. They've got 3. Heading up, Daps headshots Tarek to get themselves entry into the A site, which is completely open now, as the only 2 CTs left on the board are both in CT spawn. That's Lucky and Hazed. Not in a good position to hold off this plan or for the retake. And the bomb plant doesn't even come out as Daps takes it on himself to eliminate both of them himself. So now 6-1.
Yes, they also didn't really have a lot of HP to make that play happen. So Netco guides their economy, having won one round and then forfeiting their bonus money. Economy's not in great shape, but it could be a lot worse. They could be pretty much 1,400 apiece right now, and they're not. And as you said, LunatiK doing a good job of really spreading out across the map. We've seen them hit B, we've seen them hit long, we've seen them work mid. And I think this diversity is going to make them hard to predict, but FNS and Tarek are coming hard on the flank right now, and NAF taking down FNS with a well-placed nade.
But unfortunately, leaving B site completely open as they get free entry due LunatiK. Bomb is going to get planted, and Netco guys just guessed wrong with that rush. They went middle with it, hoping to get a spot on them, and look at another nade from Shazam. Lands right on top of Tarek, just explodes, gushes his head like a watermelon. And Cutler, last one alive, he does have his trusty 5-7 in tow. Just looking to get himself some exit kills, fortuitous exit kills, and maybe a gun if he's lucky. But so far, luck has not been on the side of Netco guys, as LunatiK eSports is looking really solid here.
No, and I like that Daps ran back to the bomb site and just double-checked at the last second. Just to make sure that Cutler was not on the bomb. It was highly unlikely. I'm sure they didn't hear a bomb noise, but that's just cautious counter check. You wouldn't want Cutler kind of crab walking his way into the site, throwing a smoke on the bomb, and next thing you know, you gave away a round just because you were so hungry for the frag hunt. So Netco guides back on the buy. I'd like to see LunatiK eSports go back mid and work their pick game again, but really they've had success pretty much all over the map. So I trust whatever they think is working.
Yeah, they're really keeping Netco guys guessing, as we saw the 3-stack long again and immediately retreating as they realized nobody from LunatiK eSports came that way. They bunched up and went towards B, try to gather a little bit of intel. They've moved back towards the middle position, and 4 are stacking cat as Tarek gets the opening kill for Netco guys on Shazam. So they've actually got Tarek open now. A little bit of a switch up.
With no armor as well.
Glass cannon.
They're moving the AWP around, which I guess I just don't know how effective that will be. Ooh, Juvie peeking through that smoke.
Yeah.
Not sure if I like that play, but when you have such a big cushion, you can take some maybe not so great risks on that. But what I was saying about moving that AWP around is I like that they're willing to change up what's not working for them. They realize that a 7-1 scoreline is obviously not in their favor. Something isn't working, and by making slight adjustments like having Tarek off instead of Cutler, or moving some positions around, it just gives you a greater chance of figuring out what wasn't working and what you can do to get yourself back on the right track.
Yeah, as we see, they do get entry into the A site. The only man there to defend loses his life with the quickness at Goose. The bomb has been planted, but actually it's now down to 2 of the terrorists that are both wounded. Fugly at 23. Nafly already off the board from Cat from Lucky. It's all up to Fugly. Can he hold fast on the site against 3 counter-terrorists? Hits FNS! Tries to peek ramp to get the second, but Lucky, peeking from Cat, hits him in the back of the head with a headshot. So Netco guys will get back on the board with this defuse. A much-needed round for them here in round 9.
Yes, hopefully Tarek and Lucky can drop for their teammates, as they don't really have a ton of money left over in the bank, enough to make a buy happen, and they're going to need to make a buy happen, as LunatiK is, I was going to say kind of slowly pulling away, but no, very rapidly pulling away. Netco guides has been winning rounds. I think they won 2 out of the last 3 rounds, but the way that they're winning rounds isn't sustainable long term. Eventually their economy is going to, or the bottom is going to fall out of the economy. And they just won't be able to make the difference in the later rounds, and it'll just allow LunatiK eSports to grow the score gap even more. So, yes, they need to string a few more rounds together in a row, not just separate independent rounds after losing a few in between.
Indeed, as we started with a 2-1-2 split, and now it's looking like we've got 2 pushing long for the terrorists. Excuse me, they dropped the bomb outside of double doors long, just trying to gather some intel. Meanwhile, Netco guides playing kind of stacked in the middle. We've got 2 there. Make that... Well, excuse me. We've got 2 up cat and 1 in mid.
Oh, yeah. It looked like they were in CT.
Yeah, we've got FNS And I believe that's Hayes, both playing up close cat. Waiting for the push, and Shazam getting the initial frag on to Tarek in mid, but Cutler is able to get a frag of his own on a Juvenile. They are going to try to come up cat. Oh, Hayes just flashed. Is he able to get the frag through the flash? He does on Fugly. It's a headshot. It's a nice frag by him. But it's now 3-on-3. Bomb in the hands of Daps. He's coming up long. Oh, look at Cutler with that op. Decapitates Nafly, but Shazam on the trade out. Unfortunately, Lucky is pretty far away on the rotate, and Hayes is held off by smoke. Daps is going to get the bomb planted. Shazam momentarily looks away, but peeks right back to hit a gut shot right on Hayes. It's all up to Lucky. Last one alive. It's going to be a 1-on-2 with the bomb planted. Daps winning the 1-on-1 engagement, and it's an 8th round for LunatiK eSports. NetCode guys just can't string 2 rounds together.
No, and as I said, I feel like a million times, it's not great for their economy, so I'll move away from that. I'm a little surprised that LunatiK was willing to challenge Cutler on along with that op. They knew he was there with the op. He had killed one of their teammates previously, but even with that mid pick, I thought they would want to split towards B. Typically, teams like to play 3A, 1 mid, and 1 B. And after you get that mid pick, I'm thinking, all right, let's just we have a huge man advantage, a positional map control advantage. Let's just go hit B right now. But they didn't decide to go that way, but they were smart about staying together and making a decision as a team, not just splitting up and going their own ways.
And look at this on the eco. We've already got a couple of frags over at the B site. Very nicely done. The last man alive there. The B site was Lucky. He gets himself an AK for his frags. But it is now a 3-on-1 as Lucky is the only one defending the A site. He smoked off. The bomb has not made it there yet, but Daps has taken control of the site, and Lucky is going to walk through the smoke. Oh, he gets Shazam! Did not expect someone to come storming through CT through the smoke. Drops the bomb, but he's sandwiched from long, and Daps makes him pay the price with a little bit of help from Shazam. Admirable attempt by Lucky, but still, LunatiK eSports getting the round.
Yeah, there's definitely situations where pushing through a smoke can be really practical. I think Lucky's push through smoke right there was a great example of it. It was not expected. He was able to catch Shazam, cycling between nades or a pistol. I'm not exactly sure. He just didn't have a gun out and ready to go. And because of that, wasn't able to make the round happen, but was able to steal a frag. That round before where we saw Juvie just slow off peeking through a smoke, that, not so much. That one's not really so practical, but, a lot of top-tier pros aren't ready for other players to be pushing through smoke, so if done effectively at the right time, if you're just feeling it, sometimes you can really, make the most out of that super high-risk, often low-reward play.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what's so exciting about watching the pro-level play is that you do occasionally see them go off-script and pull off those plays that, typically you're not going to see most teams go for.
Right.
It's a calculated move as they are going to go mid to B. They've got one of the defenders, and the second one trying to retreat through tunnels is not able to do so as Daps shoots him right in the spine. Going to get the bomb planted default, and it's all up to FNS. All he has is a pistol in his hand. He's smoked off, and B-Tun's looking around for a gun he can pick up to perhaps make this an easier retake. He's able to find himself an AK. Going to reload, and deciding to live to fight another day. I think that's a wise decision by him. He's going to back off. And take a look at the economy. Not looking too great for NetCode guys right now.
No, but after this round, they will start to continue to accrue their bonus money. They should be able to buy up next round. This AK is not exactly, necessary for their economy. They're going to be able to buy up next round no matter what, but free guns are free guns. Who turns down a free gun, especially an AK when you're on CT's side?
And especially when you get 2 exit kill headshots like that.
That's how you can really make it worth your while. So he may be able to drop for his teammate, drop an op for his teammate. They're going to be going double dragons this round. 2 ops, 1 on Tarek, 1 on Cutler. Ooh. We saw Tarek playing mid before with his op, and we saw Cutler playing A. It'll be interesting to see if they keep that consistent or mix it up a little bit. Yeah.
Tarek is going mid as Shazam gets an op shot through the crack on the door onto Lucky. Oh, that is unfortunate. You don't see that happen too often at this level, but already losing 1. But Tarek is able to get 1 on Juvenile. Nice job by him. I did miss those frags. Apologize, but they're going to get into the B site with the bomb. Is LunatiK eSports. It's a 3-on-3, but Hayes is extremely wounded. They've only got 1 op in the hands of Cutler. As Daps is able to get a nade kill on Hayes, he's going to get the plant off at default. And here we've got FNS and Cutler again on the retake. FNS trying to peek through window. Cutler opting to drop that op and pick himself up. A silenced M4 doesn't pay off. Daps on fire right now. That's a 3K round for him, and he is leading his team with 49 points.
Yeah, 49 points, but in terms of frags, Fugly on top with 15. Shazam not doing too shabby as well with 14. I'm not sure if you can say not doing too shabby, but there you go.
Just said it.
I just said it. Yeah, absolutely. Wow, this round LunatiK eSports going 3 ops, absolutely one-upping Neko. Say, hey, yeah, you guys had 2 ops. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do the same thing except with another one. But really, the main difference this game is that LunatiK is just out-shooting netcode guides. Wow, Nafly, how do you not see his foot? There you go.
Oh, the slow push into B. Oh, no, Tarek, you peeked at the wrong time, and Daps makes him pay for it. They're actually trying... Oh, LunatiK Juvie! Shooting Fugly in the back of the head. That's unfortunate. FNS is able to catch Daps cornered at the car, and Juvie is forced to retreat. That was a bit of a cluster fudge on the part of LunatiK eSports. They had the entry into B if they just rushed it. 4 of them were already at the doorway, the entrance, the steps to B site, and they had both of the defenders kind of on their back foot. One at the door, one hiding behind the box, and they just didn't commit to it, and they paid the price for it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that has to do with the 3-scope setup. I mean, it's really hard to get traction on an entry when you have 3 scopes. I mean, if you get caught off guard, if a player gets a little closer than you think, you know, they can really easily rack up a bunch of rounds. And Hayes closing that one out pretty handily, making the score 11-3. You know, with the exception of that round, which obviously went netcode's way, and a few other ones that went netcode's way, the real kicker of this game is just LunatiK just out-fragging netcode guides. They're making the right peaks. They're hitting the nicer shots there. They're seemingly more coordinated. They just look like a more well put together team.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that peak from Cutler though.
Oh, and right back.
Ooh. Wow, the op battles are real on this map. You know, we were expecting to see at least one. You know, with Cutler and Shazam, and we've seen some double op looks, which has made for some interesting fragging so far. But LunatiK eSports, man, really in the driver's seat right now. Although, nice frag by Hayes, catching Daps, trying to slow peek around the corner at long. Now we have the remaining 3 terrorists in middle. I say 2 now, as Cutler eliminates Juvenile with his op. That's 2 on the round for Cutler. Nafly going to pick up that op. Not too often you see him using the op. Let's see what he can do with it here.
Yeah, it looks like netcode guys are going to be able to pretty handily pick up this round and at least end the half on a strong note. 11-4 is not ideal, but it's also not terrible. netcode guys is a really capable team. They've been playing the game for a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if they can put it together on T side, but it just might be a little too much for them this time.
Yeah, I think so. It really is going to take a Herculean effort for them to come back to this. It's not out of the realm of possibility, and I'd certainly love to see it if it's possible.
Yes.
As FNS closing out the half, it's going to be 11-4 in favor of LunatiK eSports. We'll swap things out. You're watching CEVO TV. We thank you for tuning in. I'm Mess, joined by later tonight. It's netcodeguides.com against LunatiK eSports. Netcode Guides winning their first matchup tonight on this very map, Dust 2. LunatiK eSports, this is their first map of CEVO-P. This is their debut, and they are looking strong. Looking like, you know, one of the top teams in the league right now, because, I mean, I think we would both agree that netcode Guides is, you know, kind of in that top 5 to 6 range. And the fact that they're getting handled so easily, at least so far in this game by LunatiK, speaks a lot. It speaks volumes about LunatiK and their capabilities.
Absolutely. So, from what I'm being told, just, you know, taking a peek at the chat and what I've seen people talking about before, is that Shazam, while he is allowed to play in this game against netcode Guides, will not be allowed to play against Complexity.
Because that is actually a Week 1-1 game, and he has already played a Week 1-1 game with Just Us Pro. So you can't double up in 1 week, and I think that's a good rule, and it's fair.
A smart rule.
But people might be a little confused as to why that's happening.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, otherwise you could have a player team hopping all over the place. You don't want that. He had his 1-1 game in already. This is a 1-2 game, which is why, you know, he's allowed to play now. But it'll be interesting to see, you know, without as devastating of an op presence, they will do against Complexity. But if Fugly and Daps are as good as they have been, maybe it won't be a big deal.
Yeah, it's certainly a presence that they will need against the likes of Complexity as the rush comes out into the B site. Already 3 of the terrorists off the board, and the bomb is dropped in the center site. Great start for LunatiK eSports. Even though they lost 2 of their own, they did take control of the bomb. So they are now in the driver's seat as the 3 of them are establishing a perimeter around the bomb. And the remaining 2 terrorists are going to look to come through middle. Here comes Hazed. Peeking towards the window, he sees one Daps. Knows there's a second by the door. It's Shazam. He's waiting for his teammate to come out as well. He needs a little bit of help from Hazed. Hazed goes down. It's all up to FNS. He is not able to get even 1 frag. The 3 men hold strong. LunatiK eSports winning the pistol round, and that might be the backbreaker for Netcode, guys.
Yeah, I think they're just going to be able to pretty much tee off from here, but I think eco rounds on this map in particular are much easier as the terrorists than it is as the CTs. I think they just have a lot more rushing potential, especially with CZs in their hands. They can really get up in the faces of the FAMASs, and you know, when they're not ready for it, 25 bullets isn't always enough. So eco possibility on the table, probably not likely. And yeah, it was really unfortunate that they lost the bomb in the middle of the site on that last take. They had 2 players alive who, you know, I like to see the coordination when they realize, like, okay, the bomb's down, we're still together. If we run out of this tunnel, we're just going to get, you know, 50 holes blasted through us. Let's at least try to make a play going out mid. Unfortunately, they had to throw a smoke in middle because, you know, obviously they don't know where any of the CTs are. And that kind of, you know, gave away all of the information about where they were and what they were planning on doing. So it was a good try, but dropping the bomb in sight proved to be just too much of a disadvantage.
Yeah, it's really tough to overcome, especially against a team that's playing as disciplined as LunatiK eSports here. As despite the fact that they're playing with FAMASs, they are not letting the CTs get, or the terrorists get any, I guess, distance on them, make up the ground. But they do get the bomb planted off, does Netcode, guys, as they are able to get entry into the B site. Fugly already down to 5 HP, so unfortunately the FAMASs did not work out for LunatiK eSports, and the eco round is real. They got the bomb planted, which is huge already. And yes. Fugly's just going to pick up the M4 and run that brand new M4. I think that's a smart play. They've got plenty of rounds buffered. Just play the odds now, let them get their round, and hopefully stop them in the next one.
Right, and that round Netcode guys did exactly what I was talking about. I didn't think that they necessarily had it in them to do it, but the CZ is just still really devastating. We saw Tarek on Cat putting the 1 to 2 bullet burst, you know, laying down the wall with the 1 to 2 bullet burst with the CZ. And once they were able to force their way into the A site, the spraying from the CZ proved to be the most practical. So it's really just such a versatile gun. It makes eco rounds really easy, especially on the T side, and they were able to put it together there. So kudos to them.
Yeah, so they'll need to roll this into some more momentum if they want to have any kind of shot here. That nade lands right on top of Fugly's head, but he's able to capitalize with a headshot on the Cutler. So he's down to 17 HP, but he does get the frag. It's a good start for LunatiK eSports. A little bit of aggressive play there. He's still playing up close Cat as the bomb, gets dropped again down in lower tunnels. That's Fugly playing up close Cat. He's already got himself a 2K on the round after getting domed by a grenade. They are able to pick up the bomb. That's FNS.
If I were him, I'd be looking to throw that rifle to a teammate. He's the only one on A plat when as Lucky is coming up Cat. I would like that rifle to be on another teammate's hands, but he's able to make the most of it, picking up a 3rd frag. So, wow, they're doing a good job on the counter eco as the CTs.
It was a good initial frag. He tries to control his spray for the second one, does Lucky. It doesn't pay off. The defender at A is able to take him out. FNS and his buddy Tarek, they do have the bomb. They're going to smoke off CT and try to get into the A site, which is actually a good play by them if they make the move quick enough, as they have 2 flanking them from behind long. It's the number 9-man Nafla and the number 0-man Juvenile. They will get the bomb planted off, but they are completely sandwiched here. It is going to be a tough hole for them against 4 counter-terrorists, particularly with Tarek down to 5 HP and Fugly
jumping just had that frag.
All he had to do was breathe on him, and that would take him out. So another basic. It was essentially an eco, but this time for LunatiK, back in the driver's seat again. Netcode guys not able to string together consecutive rounds.
Yeah, that was. I mean, obviously getting ecoed is disadvantageous, but at this point in the game, really not what Netcode guys needed. They're going to be forced to eco again. I guess there's the possibility that we're going to see another eco for them, but you know, once again, I think that first one, you know, wasn't lucky. Just not really probable. This round, LunatiK eSports not messing around. 3 AKs, an M4, and an AWP on Shazam, so they're not even going to let Netco guys even start an eco, just keeping them at range.
We had 2 push long in the opening kill. It does go out. Cutler removed from the field of play, but Tarek able to get one with the CZ onto Juvie. So it is all evened up. Hayes going to try to get aggressive, peek it out through mid, but Dapt makes him and Lucky pay for it. Gets 2 and basically takes half damage. He's down to 57 HP, and it's all up to FNS, who does have the bomb. Drops from Cat to CT and gets a frag on a Nafly, but Shazam, Johnny on the spot with his op to take him out. It's now 14-5.
Yeah, their economy is pretty much all over the place. They all mostly had enough to buy. Yeah, we're seeing guns on everybody. We're not seeing full nades on everybody. So they're gonna have to use the nades that they do have really effectively, because when it comes to a post-plant situation, they're not gonna have a lot of nades to hold a LunatiK off. So if they can get their way into a site using minimal nades or no nades, that would be ideal. And I like that Fugly and Shazam boost on Cap, but unfortunately it does not pay off this time.
Yeah, they've actually got the double op look going this time. An op on Shazam and an op on Nafly. Cutler has his own op. And this is a round that Netco guys desperately needs if they want to have any semblance of a chance of a comeback here. Down 14-5 here in the second half on Dust 2. Oh, and it looks like I just lost connection to the server.
Yeah, I did too. Oh, do you get anything that says your client needs updating?
Yes, I just got a client update.
I wonder if that's what kicked this off, or if the server...
I hope that the server itself didn't drop. And that they're still playing it in Cisco TV, but we'll have to find out.
I'm pretty sure, from what I'm seeing, man, that's so frustrating. This happens far too often.
Valve, why you do this?
Yes, FNS saying GG in the back-end chat. I guess the game was over. The server wasn't configured properly to leave the Go TV up, which is so frustrating. Happens to us constantly. But luckily, while those rounds were going on, I was tabbing in and out, getting the IP ready for our next game. So let's not dwell on our sadness. I sent over the IP to you already. I did not use the right port again. I messed up, so don't join the server. Switch off that port.